Hello people of the internet. My name is Gabriel and today I am bringing you my Taylor Swift book tag. This tag was originally created by The Book Life and I'll be linking her channel and video down below. I was tagged by I believe is her name, over at JiixBooks, and I was so happy that she tagged me. It made me feel so good and happy. And I'll be leaving her channel down below along with her video. Let's do this. Question number 1. We are never ever getting back together. Pick a book or series that you were sure you were in love with, but later had to break up with. So since I am in a very Maze Runner-y kind of mood, I'm gonna go with the Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. Yeah, I thought the first two were definitely better than the third one, but these were genuinely great action-packed reads in my opinion. And then the train wreck that is The Death Cure happened, and just no, not a great way to finish. I have a book discussion letting all of my feelings out. Question number 2, red. Pick a book with a red cover. The 39 Clues, book number 3, The Sword Thief by Peter Larringus. I like the cover. It has like shurikens and katanas. It's cool. So I was editing this video and I realized I forgot a question. So question number 3, the best date. Pick the book that makes you feel most nostalgic. Now I went about this every way I could, and I have tried my best not to repeat books. I really don't want to. I could go with The Hunger Games, I could go with Divergent, but I'm not going to go with those. I'm going to go with The Guardians of Ga'Hoole, book number 1, The Capture by Catherine Lasky. I read this when I was in 4th grade. It's a really fun, quick read. Middle grade. It's about a bunch of owls who are captured and taken to this evil place. I forgot, I haven't read this in years. The movie's good. You could check it out. Question number 4, love story. Pick a book with forbidden love. I hate this question because I have never ever read a book with forbidden love, in the sense that is, they love each other and they want to be together, but some higher force doesn't allow them. And I have never read a book like that. The closest I've ever been to forbidden love, I guess, is Amy Cahill and Ian Cabra of the 39 Clues, which are right here. They are adversaries in this clue hunt. They can't be together. If they wanted, they could, but nothing is preventing them from doing it. So I don't really categorize that as forbidden love. Question number 5, I Knew You Were Trouble. Pick a book with a bad character you couldn't help but love. This one is easy for me. One of the villains in Maximum Ride, the first 3 books at least, is Airy. He's an eraser. An eraser is a werewolf type thing that is designed to hunt the main characters in this series. And I love this character because he's been through so much and you just kind of feel sorry for him. Even though he's an eraser, feel bad for him. And just, you end up liking him, even though in the first 2 books he's like really mean. You take a liking to him in the 3rd book. Innocence. Pick a book someone ruined the ending for. Allegiant. Oh, the Allegiant. I was casually scrolling through the Divergent tab while I was in the middle of Insurgent, and then suddenly I see a photo and just the spoiler right there, and I break down. I immediately close the Tumblr tag, and I'm like, no, this can't be true. Someone's goofing off. But I remembered everyone was like, oh my god, the end of Allegiant was so I kind of knew it was true. It really turned me off for reading the rest of Insurgent, but I was enjoying it so much, so I continued. And yeah, Allegiant. Everything has changed. Pick a book character that goes through extensive character development. For this one, I am not really sure. I really want to say Katniss Everdeen because honestly, she's the character that I've read that has gone through the most character development ever. But I'm not going to go with The Hunger Games on this one because it's just too obvious. The character that I'm choosing is Oriana from The Golden City by J. Kathleen Cheney. I read this recently. In the beginning of the novel, this doesn't spoil anything. In the beginning of the novel, she is a companion, not that kind of companion. She's a companion to a very high in the social pyramid lady, and this lady Isabel is planning on eloping, and she gets murdered. Oriana is heartbroken, and I love how she deals with the mourning, even though I don't really connect. You know, she just sometimes kind of cries off cue, but I think she goes through a lot in this book, and by the end she's different from how we first met her as. The cover is gorgeous. I love this cover. Human cover done right. You Belong With Me. Pick your most anticipated book release. I know this is just one book, but I've got quite a lot to talk about on this question. So the first book I'm going to mention is This Shattered World by Megan Spooner and Amy Kaufman. This is a sequel to These Broken Stars, which I desperately want to get my hands on. I need to read that book. It's coming out December 23rd. I'm seriously thinking about pre-ordering. The second one is just kind of really new. Lily at Always Bookish mentioned that there was going to be a fourth Cemetery of Forgotten Books book, and just I was not expecting that. Just oh my god. The first in the series, The Shadow of the Wind, is my favorite book ever. It just it's amazing, that book. You gotta read it. It's by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and there are two other books which I have not read, but I also really want to read. And so the fourth book in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series, which does not have a title, does not have a release date, does not have a cover. It's kind of pre-production, kind of. The last book that I'll be mentioning is just, oh my god, this book, I just want to read it so badly. G over at JiixBooks, for this question she answered with Winter, which is the kind of fifth book in the Lunar Chronicles, and when I heard the Lunar Chronicles were fairy tale retellings, I immediately wanted to read them. Lunar Chronicles are something that I want to read so badly. Cinder is the next book that I'll be buying, so look forward to a video discussion on that. However, my most anticipated book release is not Winter, it's the one that's going to be released before, and that is Fairest by Marissa Meyer. Oh my god, this book. Oh my god, how can I start? My favorite show is called Once Upon a Time. You've probably heard of it. It's huge. And my favorite character on this show is the evil queen, Regina Mills. And when I heard there was gonna be a YA futuristic origin story on the evil queen, it's just, oh my god, I wanna read this, I'm gonna read this. It just, oh my god. Now, this is an origin story. It's a prequel to the Lunar Chronicles. And my favorite kind of stories are origin stories, backgrounds. She's my favorite character on Once Upon a Time because of her origin story and background on the show. And this character is one of my all-time favorite characters. She's just so complex, and I love her. The promo for season 4 dropped yesterday, and I've been watching it like all day, and just so perfect. Oh my god, I shrieked. I'm not gonna lie, I said, oh my god, when I saw it. It's just so perfect. I leave a link for it down below. Make sure you watch it. You get the Frozen characters this season. It's gonna be, oh my god. Just sorry for fanboying on this. It's just my favorite show, you gotta understand. I'm not sure how evil she is in the first 3, Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress. But however evil she is, I'm gonna love the origin story. I just know it. I have such high expectations. I do not want to be let down. The cover for this book is just so eerie and creepy, and I love it. Oh my god, I cannot wait for this book. And I cannot wait to read Cinder. Forever and always, pick your favorite book couple. Seriously, why give me something like this? I have 2 million OTPs, I'm not gonna pick one. My favorite is probably Everlark, Peeta and Katniss, but that's just too cliche. And I'm going to trick you with this one. I bet you didn't see this one coming, But one of my very favorite book couples is Rudy and Liesel from The Book Thief. Their relationship is just so innovating. These kids, like literally kids, 13 years old, dealing with the tragedy that was the Second World War. And this book is heartbreaking. Their story is heartbreaking. Let's leave it at that. Moving on. Come Back, Be Here. Pick the book you would least like to lend out for fear of missing it too much. Now, there is not a book on my shelves that I wouldn't mind borrowing. Yeah, exactly, not one. I would love to borrow the Divergent trilogy because it's in paperback, and these paperbacks are just so crappy. I've mentioned this book in this video. If I had this book, I would never ever borrow it to anyone because I'm pretty sure I would love this so much, and that is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I've been wanting this book for months now, and after Cinder, it's probably gonna be my buy, except if I really like Cinder and I want to read Scarlet. But These Broken Stars, if you don't know what this is about, this is kind of like a space Titanic book. There are two main characters. It's told from dual point of view. They're just on board this spaceship called the Icarus, and the ship just crashes. As far as they know, they are the only two survivors, and they're on this unknown planet. And if that doesn't spring your curiosity, it should, okay? It should. Since I am doing the extended version that Katie Tastic brought to life, I am doing the extra 2 questions. Question number 11, Teardrops on My Guitar. Pick a book that made you cry a lot. Now, I hate repeating books in tags. It's probably really boring to watch, but Allegiant so far is the only book that has made me cry and cry and cry. This is, everyone who's read Allegiant has probably shed a tear. If you haven't, I'm not sure you're human. This was the first time I experienced crying over a book like this. I had never ever thought this would happen to me reading a book, and just the tears would not stop. Like, they just wouldn't. So, yeah, Allegiant. And finally, Shake It Off. Pick a book that you love so much, you just shake off the haters. I'm assuming that this book has to have some kind of controversy surrounding it, because for you having to shake off the haters, there have to be haters in the first place. And honestly, I have not read a book that has that many haters. Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, I've never read. I really wanted to go with The Maze Runner because I personally like this book, yet a lot of people didn't, and I don't care, but I'm not gonna go repeating myself because I hate repeating books. I got it. Maximum Ride. I picked the first one because this series in general has a lot of haters, but this is a middle grade series. While there are some things that I really don't like about these books and just so cringe-worthy, I like them. I like reading them, I'm not gonna lie. I loved living these adventures with these characters. Max, the main character, is so sassy. Max, I like her. I really, really do. Some things she does are just kind of stupid, but again, a middle grade series, you kind of have to expect it. By James Patterson, if you don't know. Maximum Ride. Fun fact, I own the second to last book in the series. I have obviously not read because I don't want to spoil myself, but my dad bought this by accident. So it came with a poster and some bookmarks. I guess that's a plus. The cover is actually really pretty. I like it. I forgot to tag people because I really have no idea who to tag, so I tag you, faithful watcher. Do this tag if you want, do this tag if you like Taylor Swift. Do this. So that is all for this book tag. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I really hope to see you next time. If you like this video, please leave a comment, or just if you want to say something, say away. Stay tuned for my next videos. Bye! Goodbye! No, that just too Christine-y. I was gonna say Britney Spears. Attack what? Pick a book that you fear in the winter and You